Hi guys, this is Gosia, and I'm presenting to you today a third video in the series of Yazhi. Please watch the previous video, the long one, as it's connected. And today it's a surprise video, which I didn't think I was going to share, but I found it, I remembered it, I watched it, and I think it's very convenient for this part of the series. I also even remember that when I showed it to Athena, she liked it, and Yazhi liked it, and then she even said I should publish some kind of a public version of it. However, with so many things to do, I didn't do that. I didn't share that. But here it is. It is mostly unedited, and it is from around March 2022, where I am actually addressing the Taygétiens. This is a private video I recorded to them. And it's not just about Yazhi, actually. The Yazhi part begins toward the second part, so watch that, stay tuned for that. But in the beginning, I'm actually even talking about Athena a little bit. And I didn't even remember that part, but it was something about photos. At the time, Athena was sharing a lot of her photos. It's her face, little additions, filters here and there, and maybe some added clothes, but it's her face. So this was a group idea that she wanted to publish a lot of her photos to get closer to the people. She also had this idea that when she publishes a lot of photos, it's kind of like canceling out all these maybe mirrors being found first or something like that, I remember. And it was just, like I'm saying, her way of getting close. But watching this video now, I remember that she was saying that some people on the ship were like thinking that, why is she sharing so many photos, that, she's just trying to be on the cover everywhere. It's anyway, you will see it from this video. I'm not going to be summarizing the video now. So anyway, that's the beginning part, and then I have some messages for the Taygétiens in general, and then I go into the part about Yazhi, and even there is a short message to Aneka at the end. So enjoy it. This is how it was. Private message to Taygétiens 2022. Hello, my friends and everybody on the ship. I can't believe actually this is the first time I got this idea to make a video like this and to say hello to you all, myself personally and privately. So you just don't see me in the videos because that's a bit different. Since you don't have opportunity to speak to me personally, like a few of you do. So I feel like perhaps you don't know me as much, or some of my ideas or thoughts about some of the more private topics. Anyway, this is kind of a casual video. I didn't even fix up myself very much. It's just between friends. So I want to address several things, and I want to express my opinion on several things, just in case it matters to any one of you. And I think it does matter because we are sort of in the middle of many of these subjects and of this project that we are doing. So I think perhaps my opinion on these different points could be something to be considered. Well, first I want to mention the subject of photos. I want to say thank you to Athena, and thank you to all of you who came forward and who decided to open yourselves more to the public. And with that, I want to state, we do not see, and I'm speaking for Robert as well, Athena's photos, attempts as anything to do with her being egocentric or showing herself off and things like that. She just wanted to come out with this initiative to be closer to the people, to give face to the information, and to become someone more tangible and someone more real to the people this way. So it is something that it was agreed upon. We all decided we will move forward with that. It was, as I understand, approved by Anonym, and some of you gave your photos as well. And now, you know, the fact that she's being the protagonist now and the one who is in charge, well, that's kind of also what was agreed that we would do in a group. And also it has to do with the fact that she's the one who is simply willing to continue with this project because she believes in this project. So by logic, whoever is doing the work, whoever is giving the information, whoever is there presenting information, that's the person that's going to be given to the public, because that's just common sense. I mean, that's just logical. If I am and Robert doing this work, then of course our faces are out there. And that's because, well, there is no one else doing this way. So there cannot be any other faces out there but ours. So it's the same here with Athena. If she is the one who is offering herself to be there and continue this project in which she believes, then obviously her face and she will be on the forefront of this project. But it's always been open to all of you. I've always been saying anyone is welcome to present and share anything you want to share, and at that point you will be featured in that video, in that thumbnail. So it's just that the protagonist is the one who is doing the work, because that's the one who volunteered to do this. Now, an important point here is about Athena. As we see it, she's someone fresh with new ideas and willing to work, strong mentally, strong physically. So actually, we are very grateful that she stepped up and offered to do this voluntarily. This is something I will be talking about a little bit later too, that this is all voluntary. We never express any sort of obligation towards anybody to do this. So she offered herself to do this, and this is helping Aneka a lot, I feel, because Aneka, as you know, is sick and has been sick. So Athena coming in and filling in for her here, I think it is helping. We should only be grateful to her for taking this up and for helping to fill in sort of for Aneka, at least temporarily. We'll see how it goes. An important point here to mention is that all of us who are doing this is because we are doing this because we believe in this, and we believe in the importance of this work. We see how it's affecting people, and I think my opinion also here could be of value, because I'm down here. I know what it is doing to the people. I know how it is influencing people's life and how it awakens and activates the meaning of their lives. It's very important to many people, this information, and that's why we keep doing this for them. And Athena, Aneka, Yazhi, Swaruu before, and many others of you also who believe in this. We are doing this out of our own free will and dedication. Very important point, something I always mentioned to Aneka before and to Yazhi. There is no obligation from any of you to do any of this. We have no expectations. Here I can speak for myself, even though I love to do this. If at any point any one of you ever decided to stop doing it, I would be completely fine. Because what's important to me is that this is a teamwork, that this is a team decision, that this is something that we both sides agreed to do. And actually, to be honest, knowing my immersion story, I think that's sort of what happened. I doubt that I came up with this by myself and just put myself in the immersion. I don't know what happened, you would know better, but I imagine it was some sort of an agreement to do this. So it's only working because we are both willing to do this and to make sacrifices. All these sacrifices that we do, if we do, are of our own making. So if I have pains in my back and all that because I'm working all day on the computer on this information that's coming from you, it's on me. It's my decision, and it's my responsibility, and it's my path, my life, my course of action. So I will never be blaming anybody for what's happening to me. If I'm tired, my mind is tired. I know Robert's as well. But like I said, this is something we want to do. No one is forcing us to do this. The same way we are not forcing any one of you to do this. This has to be voluntary, and you have to do this if you want to do this out of your own free will. So that is a very, 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 very important point that I stressed a million times. I've always said to Aneka and to Yazhi, I always said that, and to Swaruu also before, I think. And I say this to Athena: only come online when you want. Only come when you feel you want to share something. Only come because you want to, not because you owe us anything, not because you feel there is this obligation to give us information. No, nonsense. There is no obligation at all. Would I be sad if it stopped? I don't know. I kind of go with the flow. I would accept whatever happens. So do not ever do anything for us because we want to do this. Do this because you want to do this. I would never want to do this if you didn't want to do this. It has to be mutual. And I believe that's how it has been. So with that said, all of us who are doing this, including this side and including your side, let us continue to do this because it's something that we believe serves an important purpose. We are here to see the information. Like, I said in my videos about you, about Taygétiens, how it's seeding the information through the civilians, etc. That's what's happening. That's what we are doing. And we are doing this with any one of you who is willing to do it. And at this point, it is Athena who offered to do this. She's willing and strong. So we have nothing but appreciation for her. However, like I'm saying, no obligation. If she decides to quit tomorrow, that's totally fine as well. So that's that. And I've heard some words there, here and there, that some of you think we are just fueling the circus and all that. However, that's not how I see it at all. There is so much support and so much welcoming of this information. It's much greater than I ever expected, the support. And if there is any circus or whatever around it's because there is circus around any living creature. There's so much circus around Bongo happening every day. Adventures all the time, something going on. So that's just life. We would not be able to present this information and to talk about you without nothing happening around it. Actually, that would be super plain and super boring, and it would not reflect the reality. Because you're not robots. You're not, just some lifeless creatures where nothing is happening. If there is stuff happening on your side or around this project, it's because this is a real entity. This is a real contact. You are real people. And this is something that is always evolving and changing. And that's what gives credibility to this work even more, I think. The more is happening around it, it means it's alive. It's alive. So that's my take on this. Another thing, something we have always said since the beginning, but I'm not sure how much of it is reaching you in general. If you believe something is done wrong, for example, or is going the direction you're not happy with, tell us. Speak your mind. This is very important. It's something that I know that sometimes, not always, you have the capacity to express. If you don't want to be imposing, or you don't want to be hurting people or saying no. But forget all that. I want you to be guiding us, and I want you to be expressing if you don't like something. We don't know that we are going in the wrong direction, or saying or doing something that is wrong or not well received by you if you don't say it. You just have to say it. Forget about hurting our feelings. We want to know. So yes, so don't worry about that. I know it's been happening that way as well. You have been offering suggestions and advice and your opinions, and we appreciate that. Now, Yazhi. this is another topic I wanted to mention, because I know more or less what's happening, with Yazhi and you, the Taygétiens, and the conflicts and the differences and changes and all that. And I just want to express some of my points on this. I think it's going to be hard for me to express this because it's something that I'm just feeling on an intuitive level, metaphysically. But let me try. And before I do, let me just say that I know and I'm aware that I'm not there. So it's different for me, perhaps easier for me to be saying some of these things because I'm far away. I'm not there physically. So I know that, and I probably know less than half of the whole story. But I did spend time with Yazhi, chatting and talking. Yes, I know I'm not seeing her with my own eyes and all that as a kid, but I feel I don't need to know that she's not only what is seen. And actually talking to her, not seeing her, is actually helping me to understand who she is behind and beyond even more, I think. And perhaps that's why I feel I am understanding her. So, yes, I was a bit frustrated with the latest, changes that were occurring and the situation, blah, blah, yes. But at the same time, I'm very interested and eager to learn about who she is and how she does things and what she represents and what's behind. Because there's this presence and consciousness that she represents in her child's body, in a child's avatar, that I know overlaps not just who she is in what you see in front of you, but overlaps many other avatars and expressions. She is just a different type of a being and consciousness and mentality. And just the same as we are expressing to the people on earth that they should be open to other perspectives that are not human, that there are other than human perspectives out there, the same way I think it would be easier for you to deal with all this, with what she represents and who she is, if you just open yourself a little bit more to the fact that also, just like for the humans, there are other perspectives, also for you up there are other states of being and other types of consciousnesses, other types of beings that think and act differently than you do. As we know, she's a different race now, and she cannot go by the Taygétian standards and expectations, because that's not who she is. The same way as you, Taygétiens, cannot go by the human standards and expectations. And it's something we have been always telling people. So if you cannot go and adapt to human standards and expectations, this doesn't end with humans. This continues because the evolution of the being continues throughout the universe, throughout the so-called densities. And that's what she's representing. She's representing a different type of a being that is not matching with Taygétian expectations and perspectives. And this is something to be not only accepted, but also embraced. Because just the same as we here down here are embracing you and your perspectives, and we are allowing ourselves, and I'm speaking for thousands of people who are following us, and just that we are allowing ourselves to be expanded by what you bring to the table, the same way I think we should be around Yazhi and with Yazhi. We should embrace the fact that she can teach us and expand us into something else, something that is still unknown to us. I know this causes fear, perhaps, in some of you, to feel like you're not in control and to feel like there's something you don't understand. But believe me, this is how many people feel around the whole topic of extraterrestrials. And we are teaching them not to drop that fear, to let go of those limited ideas of who they think they are. They are so much more. So this also applies now to you, because the universe and learning and expansion doesn't end in a so-called 5D. It doesn't end with the Taygétiens. There's so much more to expand to. And I think this is what she can teach us all. And I do not want her to shut down in her shell and block that flow of who she is on another level, just because we are not able to embrace her differences, her being different. It's not being fair to who she is, just like it wouldn't be fair to you if we did not embrace how different you are and how you think. So yes, it may make some people uncomfortable the way she feels, she thinks and she does things, but whatever, that's just the way it is. That's just the fact. She is not Taygétian. She's wired in a different way. And it's not ego when she says she's different, or she can do this, or she can do that. I don't see it as an ego. It's just a statement of a fact. It would be like an elephant stating that it is an elephant, and a mosquito stating that it is a mosquito. The elephant shouldn't feel bad for being an elephant and for telling mosquito. With that, I am not. That's a bad example, because I am using this mosquito who is a huge elephant that is a huge being and a mosquito that is small. I don't mean by that she's someone, wow, elephant size and you are mosquitoes. That's a maybe bad example. Okay, let's take someone with the same shape and size, whatever, zebra and leopard. You know, the zebra cannot tell the leopard that she is a leopard. The zebra is a zebra. So zebra, by saying she is a zebra, is not being egotistical. She's just different type of an animal. It can do different type of a thing. So it's a matter of fact. So you shouldn't feel perhaps intimidated by that, or like lessened. In fact, I feel we all should feel empowered by that, because what she is, we all are and can be. This is something we can all expand to and learn about. So for me, it's fascinating what she can do, and who she is, and the ideas that she emits. Now here, I want to just also refer to Swaroos in general, and how I think some of you might be feeling like they are generally manipulating or Yazhi manipulating. Like I'm saying, I don't know, I'm not up there with you on the ship, but the way I feel this equals inspiring. What is it that the angels, the messengers, do? They inspire people. They whisper ideas and thoughts and impulses into people's minds. Well, what is it if not manipulation? We are always influenced by other beings, because we are living in a soup where everything is connected. What is this me, I being? There is no such a thing. You are not a separate consciousness. We are always influenced by others. Even when your friend gives you an advice, you are being influenced. You are being manipulated. So it's all a matter of perception. For me, I see it as being inspired, as being guided, because in fact, we always are guided by what? By our higher selves. I mean, we all agree that this is not all there is, that there are other densities and other forms and larger selves, right? We all form part of something larger. So that something larger is always guiding and reflecting its actions through us. We are always inspired by that higher voice within us. Are we being manipulated? No, we are just being inspired and guided towards certain modes of thinking. We are never separate. So it's It's just, this idea we have that we are so attached. No, me. I want to make decisions. I want to make my own thoughts and, reach conclusions. Yes, you are. But at the same time, you're not. And that's not a contradiction. Because something we are teaching people here as well. This is not a contradiction. We are always in a web of influences, conscious and unconscious. Just that Yazhi has reached that state. She is that state that is fully aware of it, and she's aware of how things relate to each other, and how she, on that higher level consciousness, literally is composed of other beings. Because that's what we are always teaching people, that those beings in higher realms are collective beings, and they are able to be aware of themselves in many different expressions at the same time. And sometimes these expressions, individualistic expressions, pieces, are not aware that they form part of something larger. They are in the illusion of being separate, individualistic. And that is true for them from their perspective. But from their perspective of the higher being, they are just part of something still larger. And that's Yazhi. That's the level she's looking at this all from. And that's where the differences are coming from, I think, here in this situation, that she's just at a different level of consciousness, but it's not any less valid or shouldn't be rejected than how we perceive things. And in fact, I believe we have a lot to learn from that level of consciousness she represents, because we are always evolving. I'm repeating myself here, rambling. And now Swaroos are manipulating people. Again, I see this as inspiring. In fact, it happens all the time that there is a person somewhere, and that one person can change the events of the history. Just one person can inspire millions. And actually it's happening everywhere all the time. And that's beautiful. That's amazing. And David Icke, for example, inspiring millions, and other people who are doing amazing work. I actually feel that I am not manipulating people enough. I wish I could manipulate, inspire people even more. I feel like I'm not. I'm just sitting and doing videos, and I'm not doing, like, for example, what David Icke is doing. So yeah, I could be doing more. And whoever is letting themselves be manipulated, inspired, is because on some level they are aligned with the person that is doing the inspiring. Otherwise, there would be no response, no resonance, and that person would not respond in any way. For example, only a certain number of you are on board now because only that number of you have responded to that feeling, to that calling, inspiration from somewhere, manipulation of your higher self, right? Inspiration from your higher self to be here. And others in Taygeta have not. So to be even manipulable or inspired, to be able to be manipulated or inspired in this sense, there has to be some sort of a connection with the person who is doing the inspiring. So in other words, I think that they have to be one being on some other level, because that's why it creates the resonance. So for me, I do not fight all this manipulation or inspiration that Yazhi might be doing or whatever. I go into the current of it. I go into the flow of it. Because what is I anyway? There is no I. There is no specific identity. What is an identity? What is it that Yazhi is always teaching? It's just a bundle of ideas that we attach to, and that's what gives us the illusion of having this identity. But in fact, beyond that, there's just one being, just one consciousness that is just flowing, awareness. As long as I am aware of myself, I do not really care who is doing the inspiring of this point of attention, because it's all me anyway. There's nothing in the universe but you, but me. Awareness, consciousness. So as long as I am still there, and I am always there, I do not really care who is doing the inspiring and in what direction, and as long as the direction is positive. What I perceive as being positive. And now that perception of what is positive might be also inspired, manipulated by that whatever being that is doing the inspiring. So in other words, we don't know anymore if any of our thoughts and feelings are ours or not ours or what. But that's the way it is. That's the magic of reality that I think we should want to explore and understand. And with Yazhi, I think we have this chance and opportunity to understand this phenomenon of consciousness. I mean, I think it's an honor that we have someone like her who can teach us about this thing. And that's what she wanted here with these changes and whatever. I think she wanted to inspire us to ask questions and to see how these things work. So I think it's just a matter of adjusting the perspective here on this Yazhi thing. And instead of finding it scary, let's find it adventurous and something to aspire to ourselves, to reach, to be able to control ourselves. Because people resent what they feel they cannot control. So let's learn from her how we ourselves can control our reality. This is basically the core of our teachings, right? Your teachings to the people, to learn how to create and manifest better reality for themselves and understand how the reality works. And with that, even you yourself have still a lot to learn, because learning never ends. So be nice to Yazhi and let her be and let her shine. That's what I would say. Thank you to all of you for being there and for supporting the earth in all ways possible, in all ways that you do. And final words to Aneka. I hope you are taking care of yourself very well. Please do. Do not appear online until you're better. It's very, 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 very important. And I do hope that you do go to Tamer in March very soon to relax a little bit. I think it's very beneficial for you to be there in real nature and recover yourself that way mentally. I know you love this work very much, and we're missing you and we'll miss you, of course, but we care more about you being healthy and being well. So please take care of yourself and come back whenever you feel you want to and you feel stronger. Anyway, enough rambling. It's more than I've thought. Thank you very much, all of you, for watching this. And well, I cannot say until the next video, because this is not my Cosmic Agency channel. This is just private. Anyway, yeah, greetings to everybody on board. Thank you for being there. Bye. February 2022. Just recorded my video. It's a lot of rambling. Perhaps I will cut something out. Rambling is good sometimes. I think they might say I'm being naive, just sitting down here and not knowing the full story. I only have some facts in front of me. I don't know how much you know, but I would say that a lot. Next day. Did you show my video? Your video has great acceptance here. Needless to say, by me. To the point where I was thinking that some kind of public version of it must be published. Not all have seen your video yet, but Dorkalel,
Alanim, Aneka, Raquel, and Gosia have. More a bit later will, including Naishara, that has not seen it yet, but she will. Oh yes, and Yazhi, of course. Mari as well, at the same time. Yazhi was visibly very happy. And she needed to hear that, and very much. Did she think it was okay what I said about her? Yes, she needed that lifting. Visibly happy again. And I am not done showing your video halfway. Well, I was also hoping maybe some Yazhi haters can start to see things differently. I am interested in those and how they react. Because if Yazhi supporters like what I said, well, that's preaching to the choir though. The biggest Yazhi hater may very well be Yazhi herself. So she did need a few words of serious, intelligent, and well-argumented appreciation. I could have added more about you in the video, perhaps. I don't need you to say anything extensive about me. I am just starting my journey and mission here. But thank you. Yazhi does need that. And Aneka. Those two. I wasn't sure what to say about Aneka, as I understand that she is not in the eye of the recent conflict you had. So I focused on you too. Yes, Aneka was not to blame in the conflict. Aneka was more of an example of a battle-damaged soldier. And Aneka's problem is not only an eye problem, it is a systemic problem. Her whole body is in that state. Is she going to go to Temer? I don't know. I feel she must be away from here, from this environment, and so should others, most probably. Yes, we don't need them here in that state. But I noticed something a while ago. While that conflict here was going on, the sun was having a massive corona ejection. I don't like coincidences, but it may be an energy portal of some sort that permitted the entry of who knows what entities and thought patterns. Well, Yazhi should know something, perhaps. I think she knows, but doesn't tell, because she was in some kind of a trance while that was going on. Perhaps Yazhi was under attack. Next day. So, did the group against Yazhi see the video? They respect you and your work and your point of view. But, and I mean they honor it, not just respect. So, this is not about you or Robert or your work. This is more of a personal matter here. I am aware that I am not up there, and that this is deeper, yes. They feel no one hears them when they say that this interaction with humans, expandedly, and not with you and Rob, is hurting them and should be stopped. Not because it is wrong or not useful, but because it is too costly for the people involved in this side. They feel they are protecting us all, even me. And it is not costly in this side? We could get sick tomorrow. It's a decision we make. It hurts only the ones who choose to do it. And the ones they feel that are pushing this to a drastic point are me and Yazhi. And more specifically, Yazhi, not even me. I am only Yazhi's tool in her mind. If their job is to protect the crew, then they should send the whole crew home. Being near Earth in general is risky and hurts. So how come they are not returning? It is a general risk to be here, yes. High technology or not, we are vulnerable. And they already stated that they are not going home. They can go home, but they won't. And they seem to be incapable of seeing that even though they may be right, they are now the ones that are causing most of the stress in the crew and the friction. So they are not protecting the crew. In the end, they are the ones causing separation between us all in here and causing all this friction, by far, and hurting the two girls in the process. Referring to Mari and Yazhi. They should not impose on those of us who want to continue. When you feel you have a mission, you see it through. If they remember past lives, they should know there is no death. I don't care if I get killed because of what I do. I still wouldn't change a thing. They are being invasive with their protectiveness. They claim that Swaroos see death as irrelevant, making us dangerous. Because, according to them, we mind control people into battle. No one gets mind controlled to the battlefield who doesn't want to be mind controlled. Look at the Zeniel. He left. Yes, and he is happy. Okay, what about the part about Yazhi in my video? Did that make any splash? Would they be more open to Yazhi? It was just perfect. To the point where, while I was watching it, I wanted to tell you that some kind of public variant of that same message should reach the public. Oh, but I will not be able to repeat it the same way. It was just for the Taygétiens. But thanks. With the same intention, but for the public. Explaining why you continue to do this. Why you feel it is important. This would also be like a message to everyone against us. And to the ones that follow us as well. It's way too good and way too clear to remain only for the Taygétiens. Wow, thank you. But the important thing is, what did those Yazhi skeptics say? It was meant to them. I would like them to be more open to Yazhi. They actually didn't say anything. They kind of know when to shut up. Let's hope, though, something reached them and they could be nicer to Yazhi, not so afraid. Their point is that they feel that we should all stop feeding Yazhi's overinflated ego, their view, and stop feeding her overactive imagination. They feel that when Yazhi states that she is us all, it is a coping mechanism rooted in a child's fantasy. I had read some of that in the video, so in other words, it fell on deaf ears. But this they said before the video. After seeing it, they said nothing. Saying nothing could be a good sign. Yes. Yazhi now is saying that they are not to be blamed for the fight that we had here. Yazhi says that she was under a very strong astral or psychic attack, and that's why she was catatonic during all that. What was going on inside her manifested outside. The mess outside may have reflected her inner stuff, she says. Yazhi says it was her fault for being with her astral guard down, knowing that countless entities want to hurt her. That's a lot of pressure on Yazhi to take that on herself. She is under a lot of pressure, a lot. She claims that we are all only aspects of her, manifested outside as other people, but there are only ideas, and being other people is just an illusion. And that goes all the way up to source, being that there are no other people. We are all one. Thank you again for the video. I think the version for the people would be interesting.